Hey everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood library man, Omar, here at the Ridgefield Park Public Library with another bunch of new books. This one is for the week of November 16th, 2020. Anyway, if any of these books look interesting to you, please go to bccls.org and be sure to highlight Ridgefield Park as your library of choice. Give us a call at 201-641-0689 or send us an email at rfpkcirc@bccls.org, and we'll be more than happy to put aside any one of these books for you. So let's get on into it. The first one which I wanted to show you is actually a romance. This one is Maisie Yates's Claiming the Rancher's Heir. I know that there are people here who like Maisie Yates as a romance writer, but there's not a lot of her books out there in Buckles, so actually someone came up to me and asked me if we could have more of their books. So yeah, as a result, we have definitely gotten a bunch of Maisie Yates' books. If you are a fan of romance, definitely check her out. This is her most recent one, and it's got kind of a Christmas theme going. And if the little blurbs to be believed, you have a bonus story. So that's 2 stories for the price of 1. The next one is actually a nonfiction book. This is Doesn't Hurt to Ask by Trey Gowdy. Gowdy, I think? Yeah, or Gowdy. This is a book about why it's important to ask questions. I know that when I was like a little kid and I was annoying too many people, the thing would always be, Omar, you ask too many questions. And, you know, that can discourage somebody from wanting to find out more about the world around them. But this book actually posits that, hey, asking questions might not be such a bad thing. So if you are interested in books about communication, self-help, or even just things like confidence, definitely check this out. Oh, this one's completely different. I think I mentioned before in other videos, I'm a big fan of comic books, in particular Japanese comic books, or manga as they're known. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation somehow because I do that. But this series, Beastars by Paru Itagaki, what's neat about it is that, well, this is the 9th volume, so you definitely want to read the other 8 before you jump into this one. This was recently turned into a Netflix series, so if you were holed up at home and were cruising through Netflix looking for something fun to watch, there's a good chance Beastars might have popped up in your recommendations. This one's interesting because it is, I've heard a lot of people comparing it to the Disney film Zootopia, and I could definitely see why, because both of these involve a world where there's a big dichotomy between predators and prey. Beastars kind of has that thing that Zootopia has with the carnivores and herbivores, but the thing that makes it different is that this one is actually told in a more mature way than Zootopia was. I mean, they deal with a lot of the same themes, like the ideas of prejudice and being born into something that you may or may not know about, but and they both actually have mysteries as their central theme, but this one tells it in a way that I think is very indicative of manga. And if you've never read manga, or if this is something that you're interested in, by all means, feel free to check it out. This one actually surprised me quite a bit. We actually have a lot of manga here in the library. Maybe I'll make a video about it one day, but, you know, we'll see. All right. The next, this is something I always loved to hype, and that is a new fantasy book. This one is The Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. The first book in the series is called The Rage of Dragons, and the thing which I really like about that one was that it's very much an epic fantasy, much in the way of like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings, but the difference is that Rage of Dragons bases its mythological structure on, I want to say, not Native American, but I might be completely off base. Possibly, if I remember correctly, because it's been so long since I read the first book, I want to say like African mythology or so, which is for somebody like me who's read like a lot of fantasy and science fiction in his day, that's very cool, because most fantasy tends to be very like Eurocentric. So to see something that's not Eurocentric is really, really cool. I might check this out, but I think I might need to have to go back and read the other one. But yeah, if you're looking for fantasy, definitely look up Evan Winter. It's an author who needs no introduction, and that is Danielle Steele and All That Glitters. I'm trying to see if I can get the full cover. Oh, I'm getting a lot of reflection there, but one of these days I'm gonna do something about these lights. So this is Danielle Steele's latest. I actually don't know too much about it, other than the fact that it's written by Danielle Steele. And there's a good chance that if you're watching this, and if your ears perked up when I mentioned her name, you probably know more about this book than I do. Yeah, I'm actually really happy to see Danielle Steele is still continuing to write. I say this because when I got my first ever job as a kid, it was shelving books at my local library, and one of the names I remember the most is Danielle Steele. So some authors, when you just see them in a library after so many years, it gets you right here. So, speaking of which, here's another author who fits that bill, and that is MC Beaton and Hot the Trot, also written with R.W. Green. Mysteries, we got them aplenty. There's different types of mysteries out there. I know there are some people who hate mysteries because they think that there's too much like forensics and too much like technical jargon and so, but not true with MC Beaton. The thing which I like about her books is that they're the definition of a cozy mystery. You can read these books and it's like talking to an old friend. Like I've on and off read MC Beaton in the years I've worked at libraries, and they're delightful. So if you're looking for a good mystery with a little bit of romance, with a little bit of fun witticisms and such, Beaton's got you covered. Oh, now for people who want mysteries that are a little bit more dark, I guess. Joe Nesbo's got you covered with The Kingdom. Nesbo has written a lot of excellent, like, Nordic noir. I think, like, usually when people talk about Nordic noir, they think about people like Stieg Larsson, and you know, you can't talk about Nordic noir without talking about Larsson. But for my money, Nesbo is not somebody who should be discounted. I mean, Nesbo has written, I want to say The Snowman is probably their most famous work, but I could be wrong about that. Nesbo's books are definitely, for all of you fans of, this is going to sound awful, but all of you fans of serial killer fiction, and especially people who bring serial killers to justice. I really admire Nesbo's craft about taking some really dark twists and turns in their stories. And yeah, if you like that, definitely give The Kingdom a shot. I mean, definitely give Nesbo a shot. Well, this one falls definitely more in the line of a thriller. Here's Brian Freeman's latest, Funeral for a Friend. I cannot remember too much about it. All I know is that this book got some really good reviews, and I was looking for a good thriller to get for the library, so I figured, hey, might as well get the one people are talking about. So I think we have some of Freeman's other books in this, because I know this is part of a series. If you are looking for a good thriller, you know, we got you covered with Freeman. And last but not least, how can I not mention the Queen? Sadly, she had passed away recently, and you know, it's really hard to talk about some authors that you just think are going to be around forever, and then when they're gone and you see their books, you're like, oh man, like what like how long are people going to keep reading them, and how long are people going to keep asking for them? But luckily, this author, like Danielle Steele, doesn't need any introduction, and that is Mary Higgins Clark and her daughter, Alifair Burke. Piece of My Heart, the last book that Clark had worked on before she passed away. Yeah, this is definitely bittersweet. I mean, we got 2 copies, so hopefully, if you're looking for this, you get your hands on it. I think that's one of the reasons why I like working in a library, and why I like having a library around, because when these people are gone, and when they've worked so hard at making something that that other people wind up enjoying, you can't help but feel something when that creative output just comes to a halt. But you admire the impact that they had on people's lives. So if you have an author like that, please, by all means, feel free to let me know. I'd love to hear about authors that you discovered here at the library, or you may have discovered somewhere else and then found out more about them at the library, or you just want to see more of them here. So again, please feel free to reach out to us on Buckles, email us, call us, or just stop on by. I'm Omar, and I'm here to wish you happy reading.